Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for tonight's CAA tournament preview Zoom call with Drexel Women's Basketball. I'm Ari Bluestein, the voice of Drexel Women's Basketball. I'll be your host for tonight. Coach, first-year head coach, there's been a lot of firsts at Drexel with the pandemic, and, it's been a wild first year for you, I'm sure. But are you excited to be in your first CAA tournament as a head coach this year?
I am. It's like, I played in the CAA as a player, and I've been able to coach obviously in this league for so long. So I'm excited as a head coach that this is going to be my first experience as in a conference tournament. And I'm excited about this group. I'm excited about the staff, and just, I have to compliment again our staff at Drexel for, I don't know if people even understand what we have to do in order to play, but the sacrifices I think people are making, and the time, and just the things we have to do to be in place, it's all around, so our administration from top to bottom, and I know a lot of them on the call tonight, we really appreciate the opportunity to do this. And I know I've been at the university for a while, but just this really shows everyone's true colors and the ability to come together. And we talk about teamwork on our team all the time, but it truly has been from the community standpoint. And I couldn't be prouder to be part of what we're able to do, and just grateful again that we have a chance to play this weekend. I'm really hoping we'll make everybody proud with our efforts.
How will you keep the team sharp with limited playing time this season? And, going back to it, you guys had some long layoffs, a couple weeks in between. You had the long layoff in December, and you have a little bit of a long layoff now. So what have you really been doing to keep the team sharp when there's been gaps in the schedule and with the gap now?
Yeah, Ari, I'm going to jump in and answer this question for Amy here. So obviously, under normal circumstances, we would have probably played 10 more games at this point in the season. So it's been a lot more practice. For us as coaches, our focus has been on really incorporating a lot of variety into practice. So making sure that no two practices are ever the same. We switch up the drills every day to make sure that the kids continue to stay fresh and excited to be at practice. And then we also have a t-shirt squad that consists of the coaching staff. So Kels, Mike, and Jillian, and sometimes myself, I'll jump in as well. And we do a lot of live segments in practice too, where the kids are actually getting up and down the floor, playing a lot of games to 11. So they're getting in pretty good shape and making sure that they're staying competitive as well.
We've talked about it all year about the back-to-backs and how different that's been, and how that also is preparing you for this CAA tournament coming up. So this is a question from Wayne Bell. Do you feel as though playing more back-to-back throughout the season has helped prepare you for the multiple days in a row that you're going to play in the tournament? And we are going to play 3 days in a row. So how has that prepared you for that?
Yeah, I can answer that question, Ari. I think definitely playing back-to-back throughout the season was a challenge within itself. But I think what's so exciting about the back-to-backs for this tournament is that it's going to be a different team finally for the first time. So I think playing the same team back-to-back is very, very difficult, more difficult than some may comprehend, but I think it really prepared us for what's to come.
And, kind of going back to the matchup, it's just so strange. You think about, you might play Hofstra in the quarterfinal. You haven't seen them at all this year. How strange is that? I mean, you guys are all former players and, been coaching a lot of you have been coaching for a while. How strange is that you might play somebody in the first round of a tournament who you haven't seen in over a year?
Yeah, I can speak on that. It's very NCAA tournament-esque. I think you never know who you're getting in the first round, and you almost have 2 days to prepare. So fortunately, we've been in these positions before. So the plan is always to win. So that's our end goal.
I have really a good feeling that the Dragons can certainly win this tournament, but it's such a strange year for a number of reasons, not only the pandemic, but the CAA was very competitive this year, and maybe it was because of the back-to-backs, but I feel like really you look at the top four, anybody can win this thing. And then you've got some teams in the bottom like Elon, Northeastern, and even Hofstra, and UNCW has been playing better basketball too. I mean, how competitive is this tournament going to be? And Coach, do you anticipate seeing some, higher numbered seeds, as in the higher numbers, to maybe win some games and surprise some people?
I do. I think, the back-to-back, I have to honestly say it was really tough this year because I had this conversation with the James Madison coach, and, we always have great games with them. And the hardest part about playing back-to-back Saturday, Sunday against the same team is you find yourself like you have this great win on one day and then you lose the next day. So the one day you feel great about this, you beat JMU, you beat Towson on the road, and you play the next day and it's like you really don't have any momentum as you go in. The other team has all the momentum if you beat them. So it made it really tough to win back-to-backs. And, I said that to our team. I said, we're the only team this year to play a game and come back down 17 and beat one of the top teams, the team that's picked to actually win the league this year and win. I go, and then we were one of the only teams besides Delaware who did clinch the regular season title to win back-to-back games on the road. So we got to take that as a positive for us. It's something we're capable. I called our team the Road Warriors this year. And if anybody, I don't know if you follow our schedule in detail, but we, of all the conference teams, we played the least amount of games at home. We had 2 series canceled. So, we really had a lot of games on the road. At one point, I think 6 out of 8 of our conference games had been on the road. So I said to the team, I just try to flip it the other way. Hey, that means we're ready to hit the road again and get wins on the road, because it's tough to do. And that's one thing I'd say about this team is there's some fight in them that I really put that on our leaders, with especially our senior leaders with Caleb Bacon and Hannah Nihill. And most recently, there was an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about Hannah. And I think it just kind of sums up this team. When there's a will, there's a way. And I think that's this team. And I think she leads us that way. So I think if there's a way for us to do it, I think we're going to find it. And I'm really excited to see, again, like with this tournament, I think there are going to be upsets. I think you're going to see it. And hopefully we're one of the teams upsetting people.